Started to rain. The forecast is rain all day, so what I'm going to do is, I can't really do much in the way in the garden, I'm going to quickly pick all of these sweet corn and process them. So I don't think they've done that brilliantly this year. They're not as tall as they normally are, but I'll see how many I get. These are my cauliflowers, which I've started to plant. If you can see, when you plant them, if they come like this, you need to plant them right up to here and firm them in as much as you can to stop any movement, because they produce tiny little roots. They look like hairs, and if they get broken, then the plant's not going to get as established as it should. So, like all brassicas, they need to be really firmly planted. So I'm going to crack on with these. Okay, well, I've come in the greenhouse. I'm going to do some sowings. So the first thing I wanted to do was to do some more of the Lolo Rossa, which is the red leaf lettuce, which I must admit I didn't eat an awful lot of it, but it was really pretty in the garden, so I'm going to try some more. So I'm just going to sprinkle a couple of seeds per cell. And then what I can do is prick them out when they start to germinate. They're a bit fiddly though. It's been a funny old day, but the sun's coming out again now. Right, so that'll do for those. So that's the Lola Rossa. I'll cover those up in a minute. I can find my little sieve. Right, the next one I'm going to sow is the white Lisbon salad onion, which is winter hardy. So that's the salad onion. Right, so they're now having a water bath. I'm going to leave them there for about 20 minutes. I've just sown some kale, and the last one I'm going to do is some chard. 2 per cell. Greenhouse is getting very messy. That might be a job for tomorrow, tidying that up. So this is also in the water bath now. That will have 20 minutes, and that will give that a good soak without disturbing the little seeds. So that's all I've got left of my potatoes. I've been digging them up for quite some weeks now, each time that I need some for dinner. And these are the ones that were left in the ground that I've had in the greenhouse for a couple of days to dry out, to get the mud off. So they're going in the shed, and that gives me more space in the garden. I'm just taking a 5-minute break to have a coffee and just enjoy the sunshine. We've had so much rain lately, it's been ridiculous. But it looks like the summer's back, so I'm really, really pleased about that. It's nice and warm, and I've still got another 4 days of my holiday left. So I'm going to try and make the absolute most of it. But one of the things I've really, really been trying to do is encourage the wildlife back into the garden. A lot of species that have been absent for a long time, and I think the problem being is that most of my neighbours whose gardens all back onto mine are really not interested in any form of gardening, so they don't cultivate their spaces, and there's just nothing for the wildlife. So I've really, really tried hard this year to plant as much pollinator loving plants to encourage the bees and the butterflies, for instance. And it's actually paying off. I'm so pleased about it. I've seen a red admiral in the last couple of weeks. I saw it again today and nearly had a heart attack because I couldn't get my camera ready in time. I had a comma butterfly, which I've never ever seen before, so that was a thrill. Oh, and yesterday was really exciting, but again, couldn't get the camera ready in time. I had a hummingbird bee, which I've read about and I've seen pictures of, but I've never actually seen one. But there it was. It's on my petunias, but it was only there for a few seconds, and I just wasn't quick enough to capture it. But hopefully it'll come back. And the other species that are coming into the garden are the long-tailed tits and the goldfinches and the song thrush. Again, birds I've not seen in this garden for years, so I'm really, really pleased about that. The only thing that is a bit of a surprise though is the blackbirds that have always been about have suddenly done a vanishing act, and I haven't seen them for quite a few weeks now. So I do hope they come back, because they're the first birds you hear in the morning and the last at night, and I just love their song. And just looking around the garden, it looks very different now as well. I've spent the last couple of days lifting sweetcorn and planting cauliflowers, as you've already seen. I've also lifted all my spuds. I've pulled out the nasturtiums. So where the garden was quite full, I've got lots of big bare spaces now. So I've done some sowings in the greenhouse, and I'm going to do some direct sowings this afternoon with a lot of my salad crops, which will grow over the next few months. They're quite fast growing, so that'll be a nice little bonus. And then when they've finished, I can consider putting in broad beans again for next spring, and my onions. So I'm going to finish my coffee and just sit here and just contemplate. Okay, it's a quick tour of the greenhouse as it stands at the moment. I've got some more chilies coming. You can see that for the sun. And the peppers, they've survived being potted on and putting on a bit of a growth spurt, so they're very happy. My lemons, look at them, just love them, so pleased with those. Okay, and then the other day I sowed some seeds. This is the kale, they're coming up. Nothing from the rhubarb chard at the moment, or the leeks. A couple of salad onions coming up, but the Lola Rossa lettuce is doing well. And I've got one cabbage left, not quite sure where I'm going to put that because there's no room in the garden. Well, there is room, but I haven't got suitable netting for one plant, and where I've put the others there isn't enough room, so that can stay there just for now. And then these are what I intend to sow in a while. So I've got radish, sorrel, some autumn king carrots, and some Mitsuna rocket. I think the next one, the Chinese kale, Kailan, not sure if that's pronounced correctly. And then you've got salad leaf corn salad and mulia cord radish, so they're the next things going in. Okay, now the job I did yesterday was, it took hours, but I scrubbed and then disinfected every single flower pot that I've got, so these are all clean now, ready for next year. Some gorgeous tomatoes, that's another beauty. And then out here you can see where I've dug up all the potatoes, so I've given that a really good dig over, and that just needs some raking, so I can get that to a fine tilt. And then you see when Mr. Paddy's been sitting on my leeks, little monkey, but these are doing okay. And the cauliflower planted the other day, so far the net's preventing any little beasties getting in there, and they're fine. Plenty of beans. This is the cobra, and then over here is the blustery, which I've just enjoyed watching these pods develop. Get in here. Okay, some of them are drying, some are ripening, so that's doing well. French climbing beans, they're still producing lots of pods. They've turned out to be one of my absolute favourites. And then this is the celeriac. Got 2 rows of those, and they're doing okay. The bulbs are getting bigger. There's my carrots, they're doing really well. You can see in there. Oh, look who's here. Can you see him? Try and focus on. Yep, he's going for a little wander. And finally I've come into the fruit cage to show you the new growth on the loganberries. So there's a quick overview of the whole garden. Oh, well, I've had another lovely day in the garden today. The weather's been absolutely beautiful. It's a little bit humid now and there are some clouds coming in, but for the most part of the day it's been really enjoyable. I've had lots of little jobs that I wanted to do and I've achieved, and I've also had lots of little breaks because I'm still on holiday. But it's getting to that time in the afternoon where I should really be breaking off and thinking about dinner. And so in that case I'm going to wind up for this session. If you'd like to comment below, that would be really great. Subscribe, share, like, that would really help me. So until I speak to you again, take care everybody, enjoy your gardens, see you soon.